Welcome to the Englishstorywell channel, your ultimate destination for captivating stories that enhance your English learning journey. Here, we believe that stories are not just a form of entertainment, but a powerful tool to improve your language skills. Let's go to started.
In a small town called Maplewood, there lived a young girl named Emily. Emily was bright, curious, and loved learning new things. She had a special interest in languages, especially English. However, Emily struggled with speaking English fluently. She knew the words, understood the grammar, but when it came to speaking, she often found herself nervous and unsure. Emily's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Brown, were very supportive. They encouraged her to practice every day. Emily, her mother would say, the key to improving your English speaking skills is practice. The more you speak, the better you'll get. One day, Emily decided she would take her mother's advice seriously. She made a plan to practice speaking English every day. She would speak to anyone and everyone she could, at home, at school, and even with strangers. She knew it wouldn't be easy, but she was determined to succeed. The next morning, Emily woke up early, feeling excited and a bit nervous. She stood in front of the mirror and began practicing. "Good morning, how are you?" she said to her reflection. She repeated the phrases she had learned in school, trying to sound confident. At breakfast, Emily decided to speak only in English with her parents. "Good morning, Mom and Dad," she said cheerfully. "Good morning, Emily," her father replied with a smile. "You're practicing your English?" "Yes, I want to improve my speaking skills," Emily said proudly. Her parents were delighted. They spoke to her in English throughout breakfast, encouraging her with every sentence. Emily felt more confident as the conversation flowed naturally. Later that day, at school, Emily decided to practice with her best friend, Sarah. "Hi, Sarah," Emily greeted her. "How was your weekend?" "It was great. How about yours?" Sarah replied. Emily smiled, feeling a little more at ease. They continued talking in English, and Emily found that she was able to express herself better than she expected. The words came more easily, and she started to enjoy the process. As the days went by, Emily continued her practice. She spoke in English during class, during recess, and even at the grocery store. Sometimes she made mistakes, but she didn't let them discourage her. Instead, she learned from them and kept going. One day, her teacher, Mrs. Carter, noticed Emily's efforts. "Emily, I can see you've been working hard on your English," she said after class. "I'm very impressed with your progress. How about joining the school's English club? It's a great way to practice even more." Emily was thrilled. She had heard about the English club but had never considered joining it. "I'd love to," she exclaimed. The English club met every Thursday after school. It was a place where students could practice speaking English through fun activities like storytelling, debates, and discussions on various topics. Emily was nervous at first, but the other students were friendly and supportive. During the first meeting, the club members were asked to share a story. Emily hesitated, but then she remembered her goal. She took a deep breath and began telling a simple story about her favorite book. As she spoke, she noticed that the other students were listening attentively. This gave her the confidence to keep going. When she finished, the room filled with applause. "That was amazing, Emily," one of the students said. "You're a great storyteller." Emily blushed, but she felt proud. She had taken a big step forward in her journey to improve her English. Emily's journey wasn't always smooth. There were times when she felt frustrated, especially when she couldn't find the right words or when she made mistakes. One day, after a particularly tough day at school, Emily came home feeling defeated. "What's wrong, honey?" her mother asked, noticing her mood. "I'm trying so hard, but sometimes it feels like I'm not getting any better," Emily admitted. "I still make so many mistakes." Mrs. Brown sat down beside her. "Emily, everyone makes mistakes when they're learning something new. It's part of the process. The important thing is that you're trying. Every time you practice, you're getting better, even if you don't see it right away." Emily nodded, but she still felt unsure. That evening, she decided to take a break from her practice and relax with a good book. As she read, she noticed that she understood more of the words and sentences than she had before. She realized that even though she was focusing on her speaking skills, her overall understanding of English had improved too. This gave her the motivation to keep going. The next day, she resumed her practice with renewed determination. A few weeks later, a special announcement was made at school. The principal informed the students that there would be a speech contest, and the winner would get a chance to represent the school in a regional competition. The contest was open to all students, and the topic was why learning English is important. Emily's heart skipped a beat when she heard the announcement. She had always been afraid of speaking in front of a large audience, but she also knew that this could be a great opportunity to challenge herself and show how much she had improved. After school, she talked to Mrs. Carter about the contest. "Do you think I should participate?" Emily asked hesitantly. "I think you should," Mrs. Carter replied with a warm smile. "You've worked so hard on your English, and this could be a wonderful way to showcase your progress. Remember, it's not about winning, it's about doing your best and gaining experience." Emily thought about it all night. By the next morning, she had made up her mind. She was going to enter the contest. Emily knew that preparing for the contest would require a lot of effort. She began by writing her speech. She wanted to talk about how learning English had opened up new opportunities for her and how it was helping her achieve her goals. Once she had her draft, she asked her parents and Mrs. Carter to review it. They gave her valuable feedback, helping her make the speech clearer and more engaging. Next, Emily practiced delivering her speech. She stood in front of the mirror, just as she had done when she first started practicing English. She worked on her pronunciation, her intonation, and her body language. She also practiced in front of her parents and friends, who gave her encouragement and tips to improve. As the day of the contest approached, Emily felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. She knew she had prepared well, but the thought of speaking in front of so many people made her anxious. Finally, the day of the contest arrived. The school auditorium was filled with students, teachers, and parents. Emily took a deep breath as she waited for her turn. She reminded herself that she had practiced hard and that she was ready. When her name was called, Emily walked up to the stage. Her hands trembled a little, but she took a deep breath and began her speech. As she spoke, she focused on the message she wanted to convey. She talked about her journey, the challenges she faced, and how learning English had changed her life. The more she spoke, the more confident she became. She could see the audience nodding and smiling, and this gave her the strength to keep going. When she finished, the auditorium erupted in applause. Emily felt a wave of relief and pride wash over her. She had done it. She had faced her fear and delivered her speech with confidence. Emily didn't win the contest, but that didn't matter to her. The experience had been invaluable. She had proven to herself that she could overcome her fears and speak confidently in English. After the contest, many students and teachers came up to her to congratulate her on her speech. "You did an amazing job, Emily," Mrs. Carter said. "I'm so proud of you." Emily smiled, feeling a sense of accomplishment. She knew that her journey to improve her English wasn't over. There was still so much more to learn and practice. But she also knew that she had come a long way, and that with continued effort, she would keep getting better. From that day on, Emily continued to practice her English with even more enthusiasm. She joined more clubs, participated in more activities, and even started helping other students who were struggling with English. As the months passed, Emily's English skills improved dramatically. She became more confident, not just in speaking, but in all areas of her life. She realized that learning a language was not just about memorizing words and grammar. It was about communication, expression, and connecting with others. With her newfound confidence, Emily decided to help others who were also trying to improve their English. She started a small study group with a few of her classmates who wanted to practice speaking. They would meet after school and take turns practicing conversations, sharing tips, and giving each other feedback. Emily found that teaching others helped reinforce her own learning. She was able to explain concepts more clearly, and she enjoyed seeing her friends improve alongside her. Word spread about the study group, and soon more students wanted to join. Emily's group became a popular place for students who wanted to improve their English in a supportive environment. As Emily looked back on her journey, she realized how much she had grown, not just in her language skills, but as a person. She had learned the importance of persistence, the value of practice, and the power of believing in oneself. She knew that learning English was a lifelong journey, and she was excited to continue exploring new opportunities and challenges. With each new word she learned, each conversation she had, and each story she told, she felt more connected to the world around her. And so, with a smile on her face and a heart full of determination, Emily continued her journey, knowing that the best was yet to come.